Welcome to 3D HP, everybody. My name is Jerry, and I've got another resin video. I've got Focus Gray resin, and I've got their black resin. This was sent out to me free of charge to try out, and so far it's been printing great. I've done a previous video on it, but it's printing with their gray, and on my next video I'll be using their red wax and some more of their black. But it's been printing amazingly well, very low odor, I barely smell it. I've had no issues with it, but today I'm going to be printing Thena from VX Labs. And it's a wonderful model. Thena is from the new movie called Eternals, which I suggest you watch. Excellent, excellent movie. And let me show you my process here. I'll show you what I've done in Cheetah Box. I'm using his Megas pre-sliced files. They're already supported. They've already been hollowed and have grain holes in them. Quite often I support models myself. I make them 2 millimeters thick, and then I put 5 millimeter drain holes in them. That way I can cure them from the inside whenever possible with my little UV light that I have. But I'll show you my process. We'll play a little bit of music, and then we'll come back at the end and we'll talk some more about it, and I'll show you what I came up with. So please give it a watch. Thank you. And here we have Thena all done. I had to reprint the sword. It came pre-supported where it was up in the air, and it needed no supports in interior, but just on this back edge of the blade. I wanted to save time, so I laid it real close to the bed. By doing that, it gave me a lot of little tiny supports inside, and I broke the sword twice in one spot trying to clean them out. So I finally decided to go ahead and print it up right the way they had it on the pre-supported version, where there was only supports on this back edge. So that's why you might have seen the gray when printing. And then I had forgot to print part of the base here, so I done that in black focus resin. Came out beautiful, no issues with it whatsoever. And I used a pre-supported head file instead of supporting it myself, and for some reason part of this got cut off. I don't know what happened. I didn't check the pre-supported file. I'm not really sure why that happened, but it was completely flat. So I reprinted that little bit of her hair, and I cut it down with a Dremel and I glued it. So I just need to do some light sanding to get all those hair follicles to kind of match up there. it's really close. And then I added another drain hole inside here. And I took a drill bit and I drilled both these out to 5mm. That way I was able to get my light that I use. And I need a 5mm hole whenever I cure the inside of a model, and I turn this on. So I just went around and I re-drilled everything out to make the holes larger. But let's go ahead and see if we can set it together here and see what it looks like. Typically I glue everything together up front, but then it makes it harder to paint. So that part there can definitely be glued, so we can go ahead and do that. Let's see. And whenever I glue any of my models together, I use 2P10 and a spray activator is what I always use. So we can go ahead and do the base, that'll be fine. Put a liberal amount of glue on the key, around the side a little bit. Drop it in place, take my activator, and spray around the seam. It'll soak down in there and it'll set that immediately. And that'll be good to go forever. So, and the rest of it for now, I'm just going to set her together because based on how I decide to paint this, you know, I'll glue up the body more than likely, but let's just see what we got here. And here is Thena. I've got her all primed gray in this picture, and I did not glue her legs to the base. That way I can paint it, and her head is not glued down, and her sword is not glued in her hands. That way the body can be painted separate from the base, and sword can be painted before it's finally put together. But amazing detail. I mean, the detail came out great. I only had one small issue with one part on the hair. For some reason it didn't print, so I sliced it in Netfab and I reprinted the hair. I've got to do a little bit of touch-up sanding right there where I glued it together. But, you know, she looks amazing. You know, the flowers on the ground, the texture on the ground, it came out amazingly well. And on the bottom, I've added grain holes to it there. But it came out amazingly well. And, yeah, on the base, I went ahead and I supported that one. It was in one piece. And then I printed it and I realized, like, oh, wait a minute, I'm missing a piece. So I went back and I printed the other part in black focus resin. And then I glued that to the base. So the base is all glued together. And, yeah, amazing model. It came out really well. And Mega done a great job on it over at VX Labs. He has a lot of amazing work. I've done a couple other models from him. I've done Black Widow and then Beowulf, Angelina Jolie when she played in Beowulf. I done that with the dragon. And when I get this painted, I'll come back and do another video, and I'll show all three of them. But yeah, it came out great. You know, if you would, please like, subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is free. Leave me a comment. You know, the YouTube algorithm, it's not really sure how it all works, but commenting helps a great deal. When you give me a thumbs up on a video, it helps. And please subscribe. It's free on my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And you can find me over on Twitch. I started doing all my live streams over there at Jerry3DHP over on Twitch. Please come give me a follow and consider subscribing to me on Twitch also. Until next time, thank you everybody, and happy resin printing.